There we go.
No, I need like a big piece of paper.
No.
I had one, but I didn't like it. Okay, so grab a piece of paper or your notebook. We're gonna draw a really big triangle. I drew it like this, but I didn't like it. I need it bigger, just so you guys can see better. Because I made, I was starting to do it like that. I'm like, yeah, they're not gonna be able to see. So turn your paper sideways if you have one and draw like a giant triangle like this. So we're gonna go over the triangle of success. And I know there's different variations to this. I've taught different variations, but we're gonna just talk about one that we used a lot with that we learned when we were in college. So that's how Manny and I met. We did an internship in college where we actually went door to door and we sold kids educational books. It started from like little kids books up to college, well, getting ready for college age. And so we'd live in a different state, we'd knock on doors, we faced a ton of adversity between like the weather and animals, and the cops called on us, and multiple things, people slamming doors in our face, telling us to get a real job. Yeah, really interesting stuff. So we had to have a very like tough mentality. And going into it, we were trained at a sales school, and we were prepped for the summer. And one of the things that we learned was the triangle of success and like the different levels. And so that's what we're gonna go over, like why, I guess, what we learned and like why it really helped us and how I feel like it pertains to network marketing too. So the bottom of your triangle, I know, look, it's already looking like a pyramid scheme in here. Okay, I want you to draw a line like a third of the way. So it looks like this. So you're like drawing the foundation of the triangle. So this is the bottom part. This is the foundation. If you think of a pyramid, you know, what's the most important part of the pyramid? When the Egyptians built the pyramids, probably the foundation, right? So I'm gonna have Manny share like a verse from the Bible that he uses a lot in his company and talk a little bit about foundation.
Yeah, so we call this the triangle of success. It's so funny, like I learned all these concepts a long time ago, and one day we were in small group, and the exact same concepts apply to what I do today. So a little background on me: met Kristen in the same college internship, sales internship, basically. And then from there, I majored in finance and economics. I've always wanted to be a financial planner. I wanted to help people with money, manage it well, create a legacy for their family, and create residual income. So that was what I wanted to do. And what I realized is that with financial planning, your foundation is just like your foundation for your attitude, your foundation for your work, like whatever's important to you in your life, take that. And there's always a foundation to that. And then you can build from that, right? And so we were in a small group one day, and we're reading Luke, and then it was Luke 6, verse 48. A synopsis of that, basically, it just means that you can build your faith on a rock, or you can build your faith on a pile of sand. If you ever build a house on a pile of sand, when the storms come, what's going to happen? It's going to crumble, fall apart, right? Florida.
Yeah.
If you build your house on a solid rock, limestone, it's going to be stronger. It's going to withhold the storms a little bit better, right? So that's the whole concept with the foundation. So the first part of the pyramid, you said attitude. Is that what you want to focus on?
This one.
You want to do that one? Okay.
Wait.
There's different
What
variations.
What did the verse say in the Bible?
So that's just kind of the synopsis of it. Is you can build your faith on a pile of sand, or you can build your faith on a rock, right? Okay. He's the rock. He's the Lord, right? And so that's the whole concept of that. So there's different variations of this triangle. I like this one because to me, we want to focus on what we can control, right? Whenever we sold educational books door to door, I do financial planning today. Kristen and I have done like 3 multi-level marketing companies prior to Ariel. So a lot of you guys on the Zoom today, this might be your very, very first company you've been part of. This might be your 3rd, your 10th, your 20th. I don't know your journey. I don't know what chapter you're on, but this is our what fourth chapter with network marketing. The last one we ran with extremely hard. With this one, I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to just due to our current situation, but it doesn't matter. Like whatever phase you're in, you can always time out, reassess where you're at, and go back to this foundation. Some of y'all on the Zoom, like I know you, I know some of y'all own a business, your spouse owns a business. You're gonna have these waves of success. You're gonna have these waves of struggles, these waves of where you question yourself, the ultimate high, the ultimate low. That's why I love what we did back in the day is we did door-to-door sales. I wanted to have my butt kicked, if you will. I wanted to experience every single emotion out there so I could learn to deal with it in my 20s versus my 50s and 60s. Okay. Because we're human, we're all gonna have emotions. We just need to learn how to deal with them and work with them, right? So for me, the most important part of this triangle for me personally is how hard you work. Okay, you can control that. You can control what time your alarm sets off every single morning. Today was 5:30. For me, some days it's 6, right? But you control that. So how hard you work. So for Ariel, it means how many hours a week do I want to put into this business? Okay.
So at the bottom, right, work hard. All that to say, the foundation is work hard.
I like to elaborate a lot. That's just how I am. So I tend to over talk and over explain. Kristen's just like, boom, 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 let's go.
I'm like, get to the point.
But the reason I want to stop and really hit on this because everybody on this Zoom tonight, you're here for a different reason. Some of y'all, this is your full-time career. You're owning this and you're running with this, right? Some of y'all, you just want to make 50 bucks a month, a couple $100 a month. You just want to be part of something great. You want to be part of this culture. I don't know why you're here, but we're all here for a certain reason, right? So just know like, hey, if I want to work 20 hours a week, cool. That's your schedule. That's how many hours you're going to devote to this business. If it's your full-time job, treat it like a full-time job, right? So part one, work hard. You define what that means for you. All right.
So I put like on my little, I made a little sample one. Again, I don't know where my other one went. I couldn't find it, so I redid it. But it's the hours you put in. So what are the hours that you're putting in? Like it might look different for everybody with how, like if you're like full-time here or if you're just kind of doing it part-time there. But you know, we have like the 10 by 10 sheet and you take 10 minutes to do 10 different things, right? So if you put in like 90 minutes a day, like if that's your hard work, that's your time, like you're working hard those 90 minutes. So to you, I mean, you know, like to me, I like to work during the day so that way it's done. And at night I could spend more time with my family, obviously team Zooms and stuff, but like my own personal videos or reach outs or that kind of stuff. So to me, it's usually like about, if there's a Zoom I can get on in the morning with Blitz, like 9 to 2, like that's kind of my hours, or 9:30 to 2, like those are like my hours. But 90 minutes a day, like if you go ham in those 90 minutes a day, those are your hours for the day, right? In the hard work, I put your daily goals. So what are you working on daily? Like what are your goals? So that would go in your work hard daily goals. And obviously those daily goals are going to turn into weekly goals, which would then help you with your monthly goals, which then would help you with your annual goals, right? So it all like breaks down with your hard work. And you can even break down like your time even further. Like I have a planner here, and it, you know, it goes half hour by half hour by half hour by half hour. Like what am I doing in this half hour? Or if I'm time blocking this hour for the Blitz, you know, I might be on the Blitz for 30 minutes and then I'm continuing my work the 30 minutes afterward, you know, like working hard, being strategic with your time. This is something I am working on myself. Manny always says, my time runs me and I don't run my time. Like, right, as you said.
Either you own your calendar, or the calendar will own you, right? Like Jesse, you're about to get into tax season, right? Or you're already into season right now. like you need to be extremely organized with your time, right? Because you have deadlines to meet. So same thing for anything that you do. If you don't have it on your calendar or whatever system y'all use, like for me, Outlook, I cannot function without Outlook and my tasks, my daily reminders, right? Because I control my calendar, it doesn't control me. Because if you don't have a system, you don't have a schedule, you don't know what you're doing today, you don't know when you're starting, when you're stopping, like you're just all over the place. And that's a recipe for disaster, right? It's eventually going to catch up to you. It's just, it's hard to do it on your own without some kind of system. So,
And a lot of successful people, we've kind of studied a lot of them. We read books on a lot of them. A lot of them are very strategic with their time. And they are the ones that like get up earlier than people and go to bed later. Like it's that one more message before in the morning or one more message at night before going to bed. Like they kind of go that extra mile. Like they just go one step further than just the average person, right? So we think we're pretty good with that.
yeah, and it doesn't take much. The concept is called slight edge advantage. That's basically all it is. So whatever your slight edge is, like for me, I like to call after hours sometimes for my prospecting because that's what other people are not. So that's my slight edge, or early in the morning. So figure out what that is for you guys, but I think that's pretty good on working hard.
Okay, so draw another line. So now you're gonna have your triangle go into 3 sections, and we're gonna work on the middle section here. It doesn't have to be bigger. That's just kind of how I drew it. My bad. So now that you have the foundation, you work hard, you got your schedule. Like even if you had a crappy attitude, you didn't want to do it, but you still stuck to it with working those hours, you're still going to see some success because you're putting in the work, right? You might not see it right away. It might be later on, but if you're consistent with your hard work, you're going to see some success. But now if you want to elevate the success, you want to take it to the next level, that's where attitude comes in. So I want you to label that one attitude. Did I spell it wrong?
It's okay.
I don't know.
It's still correct.
I don't know. Attitude. I'm like, did I spell this right? So this is your attitude, right? Also very, very, very important, not just in life, not just in any like job you have, but especially in network marketing, because we get thrown with a bunch of stuff. First off, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a scam, it's snake oil. What else we hear? We hear it from our friends. We hear it from our family. We hear it from our spouses. Sometimes we hear it from our kids. We hear it from our parents. We hear it from strangers. We hear so many different things. It's hard to have that tough, like super strong, bulletproof mentality. So attitude to me, or you guys put in the chat, what comes with attitude? Like what's important about attitude here? Like we'll make it interactive. Oh yeah, I like that. Action and work for results. For work hard. That's really good. So knowledge, I love it. Yes, strength. There you go. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna talk about positive self-talk because that to me is really big. And a lot of people come, especially with what we do, we're like, in the mental health field, right? We're helping people with their mental health. So a lot of us, we can come here broken. We can come here with not good, positive, like bad self-talk. We can come like talking about, the way we look, or, we just kind of get in our heads, or sometimes it's a chemical imbalance, which affects our mental attitude too, right? And so especially I've noticed here, especially in area like attitude is very important. And so positive self-talk is very important. So how are you talking to yourself? What do you say? And can you like recognize it subconsciously when you start talking negatively towards yourself? Sometimes it actually comes out of your mouth, right? Dang, that didn't last very long. I charged that for like 3 days and already died. Sorry, my ring light. It's already dead. So write down positive self-talk. You got anything on that?
Yeah, this was my favorite part. It still is today. And especially when we got into network marketing initially, like I was so caught off guard by the response by good friends and family when we believed so much in this product, what it did for us, and we just wanted to share it with them. And then the feedback we got was not what I expected, right? So you're at this ultimate high, and then their comments just bring you back down like, well, shit, that's not what I was expecting to hear, right? And then you just keep at it, you keep at it, and then you get those messages from people like, oh my God, this thing changed my life. Boom, attitude goes back up, right? Confidence goes back up. A while back, I heard this. It's pretty funny, and it always stuck with me. It's an attitude is like brushing your teeth every day. Just think about that, right? If you, so to me, you can attract people, or you can repel people, right? Stinky breath, get out of here. Attractive breath. So to me, I was always stuck in this. All right, every single day I gotta brush my teeth. Every single day I need positive attitude, right? So as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm giving myself positive self-talk. Like, I'm the man, you got this. I'm 6'2". I'm not, I'm only 5'8", right? But you always think positive to yourself. And then a second funny comment about
like, where's he going with the teeth brushing? That's what my face was for. I was like,
well, the part of it is that it's fun, it's funny, and it's a daily ritual, right? That we always do every single day. And the other one that I heard, it's pretty straightforward. It was like, don't say negative shit to yourself. Like, it's that easy. We went to the Rachel Hollis conference, and it was so bold and so honest and so organic. I was like, man, I love that. Like, I don't need to say that to myself, because if I'm my biggest cheerleader and I don't think positive about myself, who else is, right? And so this is always my favorite part. So on attitude is, how are you seeing your day when you first get up? Are you struggling through the morning? You hate what you do? You hate your lifestyle? Do you hate where you live? Like, and then if you hate that stuff, write it down. Like, physically write it down. Like, I hate my shirt. I hate my house. I hate this. But then what are you doing to change that? So you can say, I love my house. I love this mirror. I love this toothbrush, right? I love what I do. It sounds so silly, guys. And as a male, talking to myself in the mirror, singing in the car, like, people think you're crazy, right? But hey, you fast forward 5 years, 10 years, and it's those little things that you do that others are not doing that separates you from the good from the great.
yeah, these are like success principles. Again, studying successful people, this is what they do. Like, they have that positive self-talk. They do the affirmations. That's why I love Darnell on Mondays with our affirmations. And don't just do them on Monday morning when we jump on Zoom, right? Like, this is a constant all day, every day kind of thing. And if you can't tell yourself, then you write it on a notebook or a index card and you put it somewhere so you see it. This is mine that I've been focusing on, is who's next? Who's next? Instead of getting caught up with like each person, I'm just focused on, okay, who's the next person I can go help? That's been my little positive, or my self-talk lately. Everybody's signing up. If you're over here like, no one's listening to me, no one cares, no one responds, no one wants to sign up. Like, I haven't signed up one influencer yet, and I see all these people signing up influencers. I'm like, what the heck, man? Like, I'm reaching out. But you know what? Instead of getting down, I'm like, okay, everybody's signing up. Everybody wants what I got. Everybody's going to be an influencer. Everybody wants to be a rock star. I hear so many times, no one wants to join me as a rock star. No one wants to be a rock star. Well, why don't we start saying everybody wants to be a rock star? Everybody wants to be a rock star, right? Okay, we got to hurry up. My time's ticking. So it, positive self-talk, self-motivation comes in here too with your attitude. Like, you got to be self-motivated. This is a self-motivated kind of business. If you're not self-motivated, this might not be the thing. Because you got to get up, and no one's forcing you to do this, right? It's volunteer army, as I always say in network marketing. Integrity comes in with your attitude. Your optimism comes in with your attitude. The PMA, that's positive mental attitude. There's a book called that, right? PMA. It's really good. Affirmations. So that's what I had for attitude, right? Okay, let's fast forward since time's ticking. The top one, we're putting coachable. Coachable
/ teachable, whatever.
Coachable / teachable, whatever, same thing. If you think about coachability, think about, I don't know, what does coachable mean to you? Like, coaching, kind of like a team, right? To me, I'm thinking of a coach, I'm thinking of players. And so coachability is your willingness to succeed. Like, how willing are you to make it happen. Think about players in a baseball game, right? Or soccer, whatever. How willing, how determined are they to be coachable enough to learn the skills, to implement the skills, and to have the grit to finish and win? Like, to me, coachability is just, it's kind of the top tier, like the icing on the cake. If you have a good work ethic, you have great attitude, but you're also coachable, that's what's going to take you to that next level, to the top, right? You, because I made a minute.
Yeah, like anytime we hire new employees or team members, this is all I care about of these three factors. Can you work hard? Do you have a good attitude? And are you coachable? Coachable is the number one reason why we don't hire people. Coachable is the number one reason why you're going to fail. Coachable is the number one reason why you will succeed. This is the hardest part for most people, especially if you've had success in the past. When you've had success in the past and you join another organization, there's certain things that you already know really, really well. But then you have to like stop and then transition to another company. And this is the hardest part. And so, but if you can just be humble enough to say, hey, I can learn from every person that I meet. It's a lesson or a blessing, right? But the one, and the beauty of this industry that we're marketing is that it is okay to be copycat. Most other industries or careers, like you get sued for copying people, right? Here it's like, here's what I've done to be successful. It's proven to be successful. Just copy what I do, put your own personality into it, and then just do it. And so I just really want to stress like this part of the triangle is the easiest thing to do, but it's the hardest thing to do because of yourself. And I'm speaking from experience here because right now I'm being coached by someone that's younger than me. It's so hard sometimes to say like, what the hell do you know when you're younger than me? But as I'm going through this coaching program, this dude's a stud. Is so good at what he does. But now that I accepted it, I'm learning so much from this individual and I'm doing better and better and better. And so that's just my own 2 cents.
No, that's true, because I came here like, okay, this is what I've done in the past, and this is what I know has worked for me in the past. And it does work, but time's changing, right? Like I put on here, change and adapt. You have to be able to be willing to change and adapt, like embracing videos and TikTok. He's anti-TikTok. So like, you know, like being willing to try new things, looking at the app and figuring out, it's going to take some training. It's going to take like some learning, a learning curve, but it's an amazing tool, right? What else is I going to say? Also, in coachability comes collaboration. If you're being coachable and you're being a part of the team, you're collaborating with the team, you're working with the team, you're not trying to do it all on your own. You're bouncing ideas off each other. You're in communication with your uplines and your downlines and, you know, and sidelines, and we're working together as one. Coachability is just going to take all of us to the next level, not just you and your own, you know, personal team, but like Ariel as a whole, you know. And that's why I love how like the whole company is getting on the same page. We're doing the flow all together. We're all being coachable. We're learning this new system. We're working on it together. We're collaborating with sideline teams to make sure that all of us succeed, because if we all succeed, we're all going to succeed. I don't know if that really makes sense, but
on that note too, if you're really good at something or you feel you can bring value to a conversation, share it. Don't hold it back. You may think it's silly, but someone may need to hear that. Because you could say one thing, you can do one thing that literally changes someone's career. And I say this from experience, just because I just seen this and I've heard this where just like one little nugget. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you could do it that way, or someone's already created that funnel, whatever it is. So
yeah. So that's kind of it. The triangle of success there. Work hard, have a good attitude, being coachable, you know. And if your attitude stinks, like find a podcast, find a book, find something positive to listen to that gives you like that pep in your step, you know. It might be worship music. I mean, it could be gangster music, but sometimes
DMX.
yeah. Some of it's a little negative though. They're all about like, yeah. killing each other. So I think